Alright, moving on to the fairy clan. This is Titania. She is most famous for her depiction in A Midsummer Night's Dream, which is a famous play by Shakespeare. Um, Her association with Diana may be correct, but also another version of her could be Mab, which is the Celtic Queen of Fairies. In A Midsummer Night's Dream, one of her most famous antics was that she was kind of drugged by a certain flower that was hit by Cupid's arrow that was put into her eyes by the mischievous Puck, and she fell in love with a man that had the head of a donkey, again caused by Puck. Oberon is the husband of Titania. There's actually been many stories about him, more so than Titania, as he has some kind of noble heritage, as he's claimed to be descended from Julius Caesar, among other people, for some weird reason. But the whole curse thing, I think, is legitimate. In A Midsummer Night's Dream, he was the one who actually told Puck to retrieve the flower that was hit by Cupid's arrow, so he can use it on Titania. But apparently, Puck used that flower on lots of the other lovers that managed to escape into the forest. Setanta is the son of Lu in Irish myth, and I think the name actually comes from the Latin word seven, since they claimed he was born with 7 fingers and 7 toes. But one time he actually killed the dog of the famous wealthy smith Cullen. So until another dog was trained, he became his guard dog. So he changed his name to Cuchulainn, which means the Hound of Cullen. And comes as no surprise. The troll, they weren't really specific, but it stems from Scandinavian myth, obviously. According to my resources, they say that the trolls basically burst if they ever see sunlight. Though troll is also commonly used in the English language for just describing somebody as being horrendous. And in internet lingo, it's now used as somebody who basically says really mean things to invoke negative comments back from other people. The Kelpie they didn't say what, specifically Nocturne didn't say what his origins were, but it was clearly Scottish. So, and this description is in fact correct. There is other names for Kelpie across the British Isles. So, that's pretty much what it is, as it basically, people mount it, it drags them into the water and kills it. Pyro Jack, I looked it up under Jack-o'-lantern, which didn't exactly say anything that was in fact Irish, but was more Scandinavian, as somebody who actually moves sacred boundaries, I think. But I don't know exactly. I know in America, the Jack-o'-lantern has been adopted as one of the hallmarks of Halloween. So, in earlier Shin Megami Tensei games, Jack-o'-lantern was the name of this demon, instead of Pyro Jack, which was later adopted. Jack Frost I couldn't find, but I think he was a common element in Shin Megami Tensei. He's most famous for the whole producing the icy patterns, why you also associate the personification of Frost is usually Jack Frost. But he is a very, very common element in Shin Megami Tensei. There's hardly a game without him. I think it probably stems from one of the earlier games, according to Wikipedia, called Jack Brothers, but I'm not exactly sure if that's legitimate or not. Pixies are actually of English folklore, and they're just mischievous spirits. that either lead people astray. Some say they'd also take horses from their stables and ride them before bringing them back. And there have been many methods of basically uh, outsmarting the pixies. For instance, a traveler would basically turn his coat inside out to prevent the pixies from deceiving him, and the horseshoe would be nailed to the stable so the horses don't get stolen and ridden by pixies. This description that they work hard and when necessary, I think, comes from some of the common stories, like the elves and the shoemaker, where pixies have help this one cobbler make shoes. So I think it stems from that. But usually every story, every myth has some kind of pixie thing, like elves, etc. So I'll finish this here.